do something. There's empty buildings and boarded up buildings everywhere throughout the town. And I'd really like us to discuss that at a workshop and to do something, put something into an ordinance or see what we can do.
Okay. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I was down to Meadow Park, and I've been down there the last couple of days with the football group, the young kids down at the Meadow Park. Their season's starting again. I know for years and years it's been mentioned, there used to be some football posts, I think, at Meadow Park, if not correctly. Lewis, do you remember that?
Way back? Yeah.
And I would like to see if we can accommodate the field with the football fields back, I mean, the post back there for the football use, goalposts, yes.
Goalposts
Yes,
up?
because the kids having problems when they do go up to the Elkton High School, they're kicking them field goals, they don't get a chance to practice, but yet there's other schools that have it, and the kids get the opportunity to practice. So that's one thing I would like to suggest, that we try to accommodate them. Also, speaking on that, the Shinnigs, Steve and Tammy, I spoke about this before, they've been in this program for over 27 years consistently, and I would like to do something to recognize them for their services for the community. I know some people had some different doubts about that, but I'm not trying to pick everybody, but I just thought it was a good thing to recognize them for the community services that they do give. That's over, I think, 600 kids that go through that program, and it's been 27 years, if not more, consistently. I would like to do something for that. And then also, I noticed that not just the football, but soccer and lacrosse and whoever uses that field, I would like to move the porta potties up a little bit closer to the middle, because when they do have to use them, they have to run all the way down and the coaches are looking for them. I'd rather have it in a convenient spot for the kids to be able to use it. So those are my 3 items that I need to talk to.
Charlie?
Mary Jo, I concur with what you just said about the blighted area. And matter of fact, there was a representative from the town of Havre de Grace willing to come to speak with us in reference to what they have done at Havre de Grace, because they've done an outstanding job. And the matter of fact, his name was Patrick Seipel. So, you know, it's up to the board if they want to go that direction to have, you know, somebody else from another neighboring town to come and speak to you. And as I said before, often when you're in this kind of business, maybe you need to beg and borrow something from somebody else to see what they're doing.
This is just on blighted park property, then we could get his advice. Blighted property.
You would get his advice, but also you would also see what they're doing in another area that's similar to ours. And I know certainly in Havre de Grace, they have gone through what we have, and it doesn't look that way anymore. I mean, between ordinance and what the officials are doing has made a great difference in that area. So if you're willing, you know, Michelle can contact them at one of your workshops and get it here.
Yeah,
Great idea.
because blighted items, yeah.
Secondly, I spoke with Lewis this afternoon, and I guess he can reiterate what I asked him. And there were some concerns with people out the Buttonwood who evidently, when they first moved there, they were able to have a parking spot or two that was theirs. But I guess it's different now, because I believe that the town of Elkton has gone out there and done things. And I guess people in the block of 100, 200, 300, and 400 are beginning to experience the fact that they no longer have a personal parking spot. So, Lewis, you want to address them as you did me?
A number of years ago, what was left of the villages of Southfield, or the courts, the homeowners association approached the town. Actually, they approached the town a number of times over the years, because they had no longer served the function because of the disintegration of that organization. I think Mr. Wilson could probably best address how the process by which that organization, I think they had one remaining person that puts on a claim deed over to the town, and the town accepted through a formal process all the common areas, the parking lots and all the grass and anything that's common, even beyond the pump stations and everything. After that quick claim deed process was completed, I sent a notice, matter of fact, on October 2nd, 2008, to all the residents of the courts in the villages of Southfield, and explained the town had taken over the common areas and the parking lots, and the parking lots consequently were public property. No longer were individuals, or could individuals claim ownership or right of use or whatever to any individual spot. Well, of course, the mayor is aware we had one or more complaints about people that kept their spots like it. So I had Public Works go out there and start to eliminate all the numbered spots, and then people will have to just fare the best they can in the areas that are available. But that's one of the downsides of public ownership that for, I guess, the homeowners association could probably dictate where people could park because they had that authority, but they relinquished that authority and gave it to the town, and then the town doesn't have any process by which individual owners can own individual parking lots.
Thank you. So if any of you are contacted by someone out there, at least you have an idea or something to explain to them. Last but not least, Louis, would you please look at the pavement of the sidewalk, which is irregular or uneven in front of the United Methodist Church, to find out if that poses a danger, and if so, correct it however best you can.
Yes, I would.
Thank you, sir. I'm done.
Can I interject one thing, just a minute, as far as the parking aspect of it is concerned? They got parking spots when they were members of the homeowners association. They wouldn't necessarily buy parking spots, they bought homeowners association. The homeowners association owned it, and I think they were able to have a parking spot as a member there, but the homeowners association became defunct. In fact, the only persons we were able to locate to convey this property because the residents out there wanted the town to help them out because it was deteriorating such a mess that we found him down in Dover, who was the last surviving, one of the last surviving trustees or directors, I should say, of the homeowner association. And that was when the conveyance was made along with the last developer out there who has some of the common areas as far as around the stormwater management and all that. That's what this said, how the homeowners got their parking.
Okay.
All yours, Jeff.
Is it, piggybacking on that, is it unusual or has it ever been done to where one has been revived as far as the homeowners association? Seems like we have a lot of interest right now for the current residents out there. Is it possible?
I guess they can revive it, they can start a homeowners association. I don't know about reviving this one, but
Okay.
start new. But the problem is now that the homeowners don't own, the homeowners association doesn't own the land now, or the parking areas.
Right.
The town does. So if they, it'd be a tough thing to try to assign parking spots now on public land.
Okay. All right. I'd like to kindly formally ask that we look into whatever HVAC issue we're having for this boardroom. It's been, I guess it's been like that for a number of years,
People here.
and I think we should be able to get that taken care of. I've received complaints about the property conditions behind 124 East Main Street. Just the fact that some overgrowth and a lot of junk has accumulated, has been stored there. I've also have a concern about the children that reside at Rudy Park, and that they have to cross in order to get to the schools. I was wondering if there's any way we could look into some type of crosswalk in that area.
The state did a survey a number of years ago,
Okay.
which would require all the people that are living on the west side, including Reed Park, to travel down by the Lamises, across to City Pharmacy, then across the, because there are crosswalks there, over to the, on the other side where the, whatever that is, 7-Eleven or whatever it is, and then go from there. And then they have to travel all the way down, if they're going to high school, to where the James Street is and cross there, because there's a light that the state put up there. The state will not put sidewalks across 213 on the north side of the intersection because there's no sidewalk there. The sidewalk is on